Good morning, welcome to the Morning JB Show. I'm your host, James Borman. And it is Monday morning. I hope you are well. I hope you've had a great Christmas. If you are coming through, please do like, comment and share. Getting back into routine, getting back to normal life after the craziness of Christmas. All right, so today I want to talk a little bit more about controlling your anxiety. Anxiety might be quite high today. Obviously going back to work, maybe you've had a week off, maybe you're still off. But certainly the thought or prospect of getting back to routine is dawning on us, and it's closing in on us. So I want to do a couple of things, maybe raise your self-awareness on it, maybe just touch base with it. This is sort of the type of stuff that we're going to be covering in the 5-day Fire It Up Challenge. So if you haven't yet registered for your free place, there's a link somewhere in the post. Just click it, join us. We start a week today. Geez, time flies. All right, so listen, a couple of things that might get you anxious. A couple of these are things that make me anxious, okay? So here, the dog being off the lead, all right? If I'm walking down the seafront and the dog's not on the lead, could tear off into the road, tear off down the beach, disappear, start on another dog. It makes me super anxious. Being a passenger in a car, having had a couple of accidents, being a passenger in a car to anybody makes me super nervous. I'm like cringing, I'm holding on, okay? It's that lack of control. Being clueless in the gym, so that might be something that you are quite anxious about, going to the gym, not really knowing what you're doing, feeling quite concerned that you're going to look silly in front of other people, trying to maybe use a machine that you have no idea about, or lift weights around guys who look like they know what they're doing, can make you feel quite anxious. Running with others, if you are sometimes not quite as fit as others, you become quite anxious about running with a group of guys or a group of people. It can actually put you off from running, okay? And not really knowing where to start in terms of wanting to be better, wanting to change, it can cause an awful lot of anxiety. Now, all of these things, these are just examples, and it goes with anything else that I've missed there, is a lack of control. Now, when we have that lack of control, that's what creates an awful lot of that anxiety. Okay, so if you look at this little chart thing here I've got going on here, this is kind of like a little control bubble, and there's two different sort of paths that you can take. So the first path, here's you right here. Oh, good. Here's you right here. Okay, when we feel like we have a lack of control, it causes an awful lot of anxiety, worry, and that can be at different levels. So some people suffer worse with anxiety, some people suffer less, some people suffer minor anxiety, but the anxiety really is just triggered by the lack of control that you're having about the situation or the thought process or the routine or the environment that you're about to go into or have to go into. That then causes an awful lot of stress and frustration. So if you think about being in the gym, you're wanting to get fitter and change, but you can't get over that anxiety of feeling, oh God, I just feel stressed and frustrated. I just want to get fit, but I can't get over that anxiety. I can't get over that bridge of feeling comfortable in the gym. That then leads to identified-based habits. So your recognition with feeling anxious will be just not to go to the gym. So you build up this habit over and over again, where you feel to yourself, I don't want to be here, I don't feel comfortable here, I'm not going to go to the gym didn't work for me, okay? So you can see that why I've written identity-based habit there is because you are building this identity based on your anxiety. So your anxiety is dictating the way that you live your habits, your routines, okay? Another one is you might feel like you can't control your mornings, you don't get up in the morning, you're not a morning person, it makes you feel anxious. Okay, that creates stress and frustration because you want to own your mornings, you want to do your workouts, you want to feel great in the morning, and you build up identified-based habits of just pressing snooze, 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 snooze. Okay. Now on the flip side, on the mirror side here, when we do implement some form of control, what we are really doing is organising and planning and structuring ourselves. Okay, so we had this planning, routines, organisation that creates feeling of content, being in control, being focused. They then build up these identity-based habits again, all right? So we're planning in the gym. We're planning in 10 PT sessions to show us how to use the gym so that we don't feel a lack of control. We're planning in our walks so that when we take the dog for a walk, we're not down by the seafront where the road is. We're enclosed in a park or in a wood where we feel safer. Where we then, where we get better at running, we join a running club for beginners rather than being mixed up with other people, and it reduces anxiety. And what we're doing here in this section, in the planning, routines and organisation, is we're taking the time to find more control. What can I do to be in more control, to reduce that anxiety, to build up feelings of content, being in control and focus, to then build up those identity-based habits. All right, so when we find that control, okay, the end result here is building up a different identity, a better identity, an identity-based where you are building much better habits related to your actions. Whereas if you're on this side, this then creates your identity-based habits, and they become more of a negative thing. So we start putting things off, we start drinking to cope, we start eating more fast food, we start doing anything we can that's triggered as soon as anxiety comes into play. As soon as that anxiety comes into play, that's when we look for every opportunity to avoid what we want to get better at, being in the gym, eating better, finding a new job, building our business, coming on and doing live feeds. Before I start doing the JB show and all these videos, this is where I was, anxiety, I'll do a video on Monday. And it just kind of puts you off, and it kind of goes around in that cycle. So this section here is so important, being able to plan, timetable, to being able to do something about the lack of control. So finding someone that's going to help you develop your fitness and your mindset. My 5-day challenge, perfect example. 28-day Zero to Hero program, perfect example. Allowing a professional to help you overcome the anxiety of starting, the overwhelm that you feel from knowing where to start to then bringing it back down to basics. And that reduces your anxiety about developing yourself, you see. Maybe finding a job where you feel comfortable, that has a better environment than maybe you're working in right now, can reduce that anxiety before you go to work. Having a good transition routine could be something that you implement on the way home so that you're not too anxious about going home and being stressed at home. Having more accountability, raising your self-awareness. All of these things are all elements that can build to your control. Okay, I think I'm running out of time. So, to summarize, think more about finding more control. What can you do to get more control in your life? Think about the things that you are not in control of, and think about the ways that you can plan, organize and structure ways to overcome that lack of control, to slowly start building more control, then leading to more identity-based habits, okay, which then lead you to the better life, getting 1% better every single day. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's not too much for a Monday. Have a cracking day. Get involved with the 5-day challenge, and I'll see you soon.